Alright everyone, this is the first video lesson for your Tuesday class. Since like yesterday it was your quiz day, seems like everyone have done a very great job in your quiz. Now everyone, this is another lesson for you to prepare for your final exam, because at the end of the term there will be an exam, and for the final exam the lesson will be covered from the very beginning of the term up until the end. So there are more lessons for you to study. So this is the video lesson about the speaking tutor books. And now we are on our lesson 2, which is about extension and detail. So the theme of our lesson is about how our product made, right? And the speaking form of this lesson is to explain the process and then use some word to describe the process and the reasons of those process. So these are the content for our video lesson today. We will look at the language focus, which is the speaking structure, and some of the tips in order to describe the steps and the reasons. If you open your speaking tutor book, you will see this type of exercise, and this exercise is linked to the conversation between the man who talked about the pencil making process. In that conversation, the man explained the process of making a pencil, right? So here are some of the process. What you need to do is to put that into the correct order. But in this video, it is not necessary for us to do that. But I would like to draw your attention to something more important than that. So the language structure here, what you can see here on this side, they are the process, and on this side they are the reason. It is very important to clearly present the process of doing something, but more importantly you need to explain why this process or that process is important. So to do so, you can use the word in order to or the word because. Let's look at the example here. Number one, they say this is the first step, which is cut down a cedar trees. Because cedar is soft and easy to sharpen. See, they give you the process and then they tell why this process is important. In the other part of your book, which is the summary, from your previous video lesson, you have listened to that conversation, you already understand the process of making a pencil. In explaining the process, what word that you can use to talk about the process? Alright, so these are the sequence that you can use. We have the word first, second, third, fourth, and the last one is finally. You can use the word next, after that, and then. So these are the words that used to show the order or the process of doing something. Again, you know all these words to explain the process, but it will be more interesting to add the reason for each specific process. For example, the first process of pencil making is to pick up the wood, and the wood that they use to make pencil is soft wood. So the reason why they do this, because it is easy to sharpen. So as you can see the structure of the speech already, just explaining the process of doing something is not enough. Make sure to explain the reason. It doesn't apply only to the topic of the product, When you explain the process of studying, it is also important to give the reason. Let's say in some topics they want you to explain the process of becoming a good student. Okay, becoming a good student. So first, being a good student is well prepared. Why? You need to explain this point to everyone listening to you or someone reading your writing. Explaining is more powerful than just telling the process. First you do that, next you do that. It is not really important. Make sure to explain the reason. Okay? So everyone, in explaining the reason, I have prepared some of the exercise from your books for you. And this is very easy. You will see this form of exercise in your classwork or maybe in your homework through our Google form. And this is a sample exercise that I will show you as an example. What you need to do and what you need to write. So what you need to do is to look at the picture of some steps that good drivers follow. Then describe the step and the reasons why it is important to follow them. Explain them to your friends or to your buddy. Here are some of the vocabularies which call the idea box in order to help you express your idea. So buckle your seatbelt, which means you fasten it, adjust the mirror, obey the speed limit. So these are generally the steps. So this is the first step, this is the second one, and this is the third one. And here there are more words that you can use to describe each step here. So let's look at the sample answer. You can have a different answer, but this is the sample answer that you get some idea of how to write. So again, you have to use the word of sequence, first, second, and finally. And then this is the process, this part. You need to buckle your seatbelt. You should adjust the mirror. You must obey the speed limit and follow the sign. So these are the steps. But the writer doesn't just give you the step. They want you to explain the reason. So here you need to buckle your seatbelt. So what is the reason? So in order to keep you safe. So this one is the reason why you do this. You should adjust the mirror. Why? Because you can see the car behind you, and this is the reason to adjust your mirror. Okay, and the last one, you must obey the speed limit and follow the sign. Why you should do all of those? Because you can avoid causing accident. So this is the reason. As you can see, you can use the word because in order to show, to explain the reason. So everyone, this is a short video teaching you on how you can explain the process and give reason to support those process. So that's it for our video lesson today. As you can see, this is another picture for you to describe, but again, this picture will appear in your homework or maybe in your classwork for a practice. So be ready to be able to give supporting reasons to each step. So everyone, so now it's time to end our first session, so you can have a short break, and when you come back we will continue our lesson with another course book. So everyone, now enjoy a short break.